Hey guys, welcome. Hope everybody had a great Monday. And now we're going to do a little bit more math. So the other day we were talking yesterday about multiplying polynomials. What we did was just basically the distributive property. So we took the term out front and distributed it to each of the terms inside the parentheses. The only thing new that besides multiplying our coefficients, our numbers in front of the variables, when the variable was the same, we added the exponents, okay? So for instance, when I had negative 2x squared times 3x squared, I did negative 2 times 3, which is negative 6, and x2 and x2, add those together and I get x4. So today what we're going to do is stay with multiplying, but instead of just distributing, we're going to take it up a notch. We're actually going to multiply a binomial times a binomial and see what that looks like, okay? So we're going to start with a problem like this. The same properties from yesterday apply here as well. So I have x plus 2 times x minus 3. Remember, there's an imaginary multiplication sign there. I'm going to put a 1 in front of both of my x's. And I said yesterday, and same thing goes for today. If there's no exponent on the variable, make sure you put a 1 there. So when you're adding, you don't forget. So I'm just going to multiply. And when I multiply, I really just use distributive property. So I'm going to take this 1x, and I'm going to multiply it to everything over there. So 1 times 1 is 1. x1 times x1, same variable, so I add exponents, and I get x2. Okay. Then I do 1x times negative 3. Well, 1 times negative 3 is negative 3x to the first power. So yesterday, that was it. We just distributed one term. But today, we're going to distribute multiple terms. So now after I do the first one, now I take this 2 and I distribute it as well. So I do 2 times 1x, which is positive 2x to the first. And then 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. So I'm left with this here. However, I do have to combine like terms. So going back to adding and subtracting last week. So here's an x squared. Here is an x. Here is an x. And here's a constant and without a variable. So everything that looks alike, I'm going to add together. So nothing goes with this 1x squared. So I'm going to write it down. This negative 3 and that 2, they have the same variable with exponents, so I can combine them. So if I owe you $3 and I give you 2, I still owe you another $1. And then I have this negative 6 here. And that would be my answer. 1x squared minus 1x minus 6. So again, I'm just using the distributive property like I did yesterday, but now I'm going to multiply it to multiple terms, okay? Let's do one more of these just to make sure we're good. And then again, you guys can always log on to Zoom and ask questions. So let's say I have this problem here. Same process as the last problem, just numbers a little different. Same exact thing. So I have 4x squared minus 1 times, again, there's that multiplication sign there, 2x to the first plus 1. Again, I'll put that 1 on that exponent. So I'm taking this term here, and I'm multiplying to everything in the second term. So 4 times 2 is 8. And then I have an x2 and an x1, so I add those together, and I get x3. Then I do 4x squared times 1. Well, 4 times 1 is 4. This doesn't have a variable, so I just bring through my x squared. Then I've done the first term to both things in the second binomial. So now I'm going to take my negative 1 and distribute as well. So I get negative 1 times 2 is negative 2x to the first, okay, because this has an x, this doesn't. And then negative 1 times positive 1 is negative 1. Okay, so from here, I want to combine like terms, but I have an 8x cubed, a 4x squared, an x to the first, and a constant by itself. So if I look at that, nothing goes in common to add together, unlike the last problem. So this would just be my answer, okay? So if I wanted to rewrite it, I could write that as 8x cubed plus 4x squared minus 2x to the first. I'm going to leave that 1 there, minus 1. And that's my answer, okay? So again, today we're going to do some problems in your homework that are multiplying a binomial. And then you should be able to do the distributive property ones. On Wednesday, when I see you, we'll do the last part of multiplying. You have a homework assignment due by 11:59 Wednesday night. Have a great day. If you have any questions at all, make sure you're getting on Zoom. and I hope to see you soon. Have a great day.